As you scale your cloud infrastructure, managing public IP addresses becomes more than just assigning them to VMs or load balancers. It becomes a matter of security, governance, and control. That's where public IP prefixes, both Azure assigned and custom, means bring your own IP, step in to simplify and empower your network architecture. When you're managing cloud resources at scale, assigning public IPs one by one quickly becomes inefficient. That's where public IP prefixes come in. Think of them like ordering a bundle of phone numbers. You're not just grabbing one IP at a time. You're reserving a whole block that's yours to manage. A public IP prefix gives you a contiguous range of public IP addresses reserved just for your use, making your network design more predictable and easier to manage. Azure gives you two options here. With Azure assigned public IP prefixes, you request a block directly from Microsoft, say a /30 or /28, and Azure allocates it from its own IP space. You then have full control over distributing those IPs across your services. The second option is custom public IP prefixes, often called BYOIP, bring your own IP prefix. If you already own a public IP range, you can onboard it into Azure. Microsoft will verify your ownership and then advertise those IPs from its network. This lets you maintain your existing public identity in the cloud. Ideal if you rely on IP reputation, vendor whitelisting, or hybrid environments. By using public IP prefixes, whether Azure assigned or your own, you gain control, consistency, and clarity over your internet-facing footprint. When you need reliable and scalable public IP management in Azure, using Azure assigned public IP prefixes is a smart choice. These prefixes give you a predictable and centralized block of IP addresses that you can assign to your applications, firewalls, and load balancers, making your network easier to manage. Instead of tracking individual IPs, you can simplify firewall rules using CDR-based filtering, which keeps things cleaner and more efficient. If you are working with third-party vendors or facing compliance requirements, having a fixed whitelisted range of IPs makes integration smoother and approvals faster. And as your infrastructure grows, assigning IPs from a known reserved block helps you scale confidently and without surprises. These IPs come from Microsoft's global public IP space, but once assigned, they are fully yours to manage. You can even spread them across multiple availability zones, giving your services the high availability and fault tolerance they need. When you are moving to the cloud, sometimes a standard public IP just isn't enough. You need more. Your own IP identity, global trust, and continuity across hybrid environments. That's where bring your own IP prefix becomes a powerful solution. If you already own a public IP block, registered with a regional internet registry like AppNIC, ARIN, or RIPER, you can bring it into Azure. This lets you retain your IP identity across both cloud and on-premises infrastructure. Your existing IPs may already be allow listed by partners, vendors, or security systems, which gives you a trusted global reputation right out of the gate. If you are migrating legacy systems, BYOIP helps you preserve existing DNS mappings and firewall rules, reducing rework and ensuring a smoother transition. Azure will work with you to validate your ownership, onboard the range, and advertise it through Microsoft's Global Edge network. Once it's set up, you can use those IPs just like Azure assigned ones, with all the benefits of Azure's routing, availability zones, and monitoring baked in. BYOIP isn't just about keeping your old IPs. It's about bringing your trust and reputation with you into the cloud. You can use public IP prefixes, whether Azure assigned or custom, in several powerful ways to strengthen your architecture. Start by assigning them to Azure Firewall, Application Gateway, or VPN gateways when you need a consistent outbound IP address across your services. This helps simplify routing and security policies. If you're working with external vendors who require specific IPs to whitelist, assigning IPs from your prefix gives you full control and reduces communication friction. For hybrid or multi-cloud setups, using your own prefix ensures consistent IP mapping across environments, making integration smoother. And finally, your compliance team will thank you because having a known trackable IP range simplifies documentation, auditing, and traceability across your network. When you're working with public IP prefixes, following best practices helps you get the most value while avoiding common pitfalls. Start by choosing the right prefix size. For example, a /30 gives you 4 IPs while a /28 provides 16. Go too big and you waste address space. Too small and you might limit future growth. Always use tags and clear naming conventions to keep track of where each IP is assigned, especially in large environments. To stay ahead of issues, monitor usage through Azure Monitor and Defender for Cloud so you can spot anomalies and ensure availability. When you're exposing services to the internet, lock them down with network security groups, NSGs, and DDoS protection plans to reduce risk. And if you are planning to bring your own IP prefix BIOIP, start the validation process early with your regional internet registry, RER, and Microsoft. It involves coordination and paperwork, so give yourself enough lead time. These steps will help you build a secure, scalable, and well-governed network foundation. So, what's your key takeaway? Whether you are building a cloud-native service or migrating enterprise workloads, public IP prefixes help you stay organized, predictable, and secure. With Azure assigned prefixes, you scale with simplicity. With BYOIP, you bring your global identity into the cloud. Either way, you're in control of your IP footprint. And that's a powerful position to be in.